Hey, I hear that. Hello.
I just sent you a text, Michelle.
I'm looking at it. Hang on.
Sorry, y'all. I have to eat my soup while we're on this.
Did you make it?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
I did.
Yeah, I knew what they were. I just didn't know if it's 3 to 3 or 3 threes or 3-3.
Yep. I think it's just.
In my mind, I just kept
really
saying
the 3 threes. It's the 3
3.
threes. Yeah.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
If I lose y'all, it's just because I'm on a I have to do a regional call at 4, so
Geez.
I'll be listening in so I can learn.
I know, right? All right, let's see.
Is everybody on?
We got a few people. You want me to start?
Yep, they're starting to come in. Who all's on here from Roanoke? I see some names that I don't recognize. I think we've got some Roanoke people.
I'm from Roanoke. This is Christy Telsch.
Hi, Christy. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. I'm brand new, so I'm really looking forward to learning a lot.
Oh, good. That's wonderful. You will learn a whole lot. Have you been on the other two, or did you just start?
This is my first Ignite series.
So just know that if you have questions or anything, Michelle will be here. We're all here to answer them, because sometimes it goes really quickly and you might be like, what in the heck is this? But just take that one thing that you learn and start doing it after each session.
Okay, that sounds great. And I'm going to try to hang on as long as I can. I think I'm probably going to have to leave around 4 o'clock because my son's got something he's doing, but I'm going to try and learn as much as I can while I've got time.
That's perfect. All right, Michelle, you ready?
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. I'll always give the stragglers a few minutes. So anyway, welcome to Ignite, session 3, finding your business, prospecting and lead generation. So obviously it's a snow day today. And if you're like me now, your kids, your spouse, everyone's home and you're trying to learn. So this is what I want to tell you. You know, KW does a great job of giving us free training that other companies don't. And they actually give us training that other companies don't have as well. So if you're here today on a snow day, school's out, maybe you had appointments that were canceled, now you can come in here. Think about it this way. You think about investing in your business. But if you're here today, I'm going to say that 100 times, if you're here today, you're investing in yourself. And if you're investing in yourself, you want to do well. And I'm hoping that something I say today or a point I bring up or something in the whole night class helps you invest in your business and helps the confidence you need. So it's kind of cheesy, but if you're here, everybody go ahead and give myself a pat on the back for getting here. Very proud of you. So we will start, and I can't see Trey because she's going to laugh at me the whole time. I wish I could see her. She's too far down unless I scroll through. So we're going to start off by going through some expectations. And last week you guys had some missions to accomplish and things like that. So first of all, finding your business. So you got to find your business. Number 2, prospect and lead. And please get on me if I don't turn my PowerPoint because I'm talking. So that's multitasking. Some days that's tough for me. Connect with potential clients and obtain referrals. Those are the biggest things we're going to hit on today. And like I started off with, you know, at KW, and I just say that because it's short of saying Keller Williams sometimes, you know, as the faculty or leaders or your leadership or, you know, seasoned realtors, our job is to help other people. So obviously I'm going to show some videos today. I'm hoping to be a great role model. And if you have any questions, whether you want to ask on Zoom or call me later, I know some people won't ask with other people around, please do so. And then we're going to devote some time to activities in class. So if you pop off during the activities, I'm going to know that you're just trying not to do the activity. I want you guys to do it today. Everyone, it helps build your confidence. If you've ever heard the saying, you play like you practice, it's the same way with business. So you practice, such as the scripts you guys are getting, doing things in class. Plus, if you do it in class, that's a little time you don't have to use the time block. You can do it while you're here. So anyway, let's see. All right, so last week you guys were given a little bit of homework, mission, your expectations, things like that. So you guys know the daily 10-4, and I'm sure everyone's been doing it like they should. Contact 10 people, add your contacts, make 10 connections, 10 notes, and then preview homes. That's something you should be doing every week. If you haven't, that's okay, because we're going to let you catch up. So if you didn't do that first part, you need to play catch up. So if last week you didn't do your 10 and this week's here, guess what? You have 20 to do. And I would be sitting here and telling you a lie if I said I do mine every week. I need to get better. That's what Ignite is for. It kind of is like the word you hear, Ignite. It lights a fire into you to be doing what you should be doing. And if you've watched the market, right now getting listings is very far and between right now. So if you do this that other companies or other realtors aren't doing, you're going to be in that top 10% if you do something like this every day. All right. So here goes with lead generation. Make sure I'm on the right page here. All right. Lead generation. So I'll start with saying this, and you may go, well, she just said opportunities are easily to me. They're not always easy, but you have to believe in your mind and say it every day. Opportunities come easy for me because you're making the opportunities. In class, we are going to do a couple in-class activities. So one of the things we're going to do, and you should bring everybody always has their phone, so I don't even have to say that. Bring your phone, bring a notepad, bring your contact list. If you have them saved on your phone, then that's your contact list. If not, have your command already up when you come to meetings like this, and maybe you can look at your contacts. So goal 1, what we're going to do, and like I said, I can't see everyone's face, so put a smile on, and this is something I want you guys to do. And you're supposed to do it about 15 minutes. I'm going to give you about 12 to 15 minutes to do this, and I am going to look through the list and hope everyone is doing it. So the goal is to take 20 minutes and make contact with as many people possible. That could be, friends, family, a vendor, and vendors are great. I have a painter that they've given me business. I give them business. They paint houses and they know people are thinking I should put my house on the market. So it's a great opportunity for them to give that person my business card as well as I give theirs out. There's that opportunity I was talking about. If you call someone and they said, I'm not selling my house, or I just bought a house, or, whatever they tell you, then ask for a referral. There's always a part 2. Always think big picture. You get that answer back of no, okay, they don't want to sell their house, but do their parents, are their parents downsizing? Do they have, sons or daughters that are getting ready to get married and it's going to need a new house? So always think beyond just the first step. I don't know how many pool players we have here, but you always think about your next shot, not just the one shot. So you have to do that in business as well. That's one way to think of it. So goal 2 is to ask for referrals if the person you're calling, is not ready to buy or sell, or they're going to wait a year. Then you ask, hey, is there someone in your church? Is there someone at your workplace that might be wanting to buy or sell? Could you give them my name? Could you give me their number? And then let them know I'm going to call them. Throw those in there. You'd be surprised of how they go. My vet did say that her and her husband were thinking about getting a house, this summer. And even though it's this summer coming, you have to make your plans now and work that lead, which we'll get into. You could offer your KW app as well. That keeps people looking, plus it's your app, so keeps you on top of their mind. Just giving you little tidbits. I think Tina hit on some of this last week, but it's good to keep hearing that with these leads and how to lead generate. And if you see a theme, you've noticed lead generation, you're going to hear that over and over and over again. Even if you're out that day and you're not just sitting and calling people, you have to still think, I need to lead generate when I'm out in the public, when I'm at a function, things like that. All right. So get to page 8. And like I said, I'm going to give you 15 minutes. It says 20 minutes, but I want to make sure we get through everything today. So I want you to turn to page 8, get out your call list, start calling people. And like I said, the goal is make contact with as many people as possible. Ask for referrals if that person's not ready to buy or sell, and also offer your KW app. And if you don't have that yet, get in touch with someone like Shalaya. I'm sure Emma knows how to do it, and figure out how to get that app and know how to give it to people. Does anyone have any questions before you start your activity? Trey, you got anything?
Nope, I'm figuring out who I'm gonna call.
All right, girlfriend. All right. I know that Jennifer Roach is going to knock it out of the park.
There's a problem. Jennifer Roach didn't get any paperwork for today. Did anybody get anything to print out for today?
No, I just have the binder, the book that we got from the office.
Does anybody at the Lynchburg Market Center know if there's any extra books there, Shalaya?
So up to this point, I've just been printing them out. Shalai will put them in the email and I just print them out because it's easier for me than going all the way to Lynchburg, but I just didn't get one today.
Yeah.
Now,
and
Shalaya did, she
yeah,
put
she-
some at the office yesterday.
At
Lake
Smith Mountain Lake office?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
But it
She's
would
our
help if we
savior.
told you. Shalaya can send it to you right now. We'll get it over to you just since you didn't have the book printed.
Is she on this meeting? I can just text her quick.
She is.
And Jennifer, there's extra books there when you get there, like tomorrow or the next day.
Okay, thanks.
They're nice, big, great books with everything in one place.
Great. I knew she was going to bring them. I just didn't know when.
Does anybody know if the Roanoke Market Center got books? Because I didn't get anything either.
Yeah, if you did not let your team, I'm going to tell them right now that they need to prepare some books.
Thank
Okay,
you,
great.
Tracy.
'Cause, yeah, I didn't know anything about a page 8 or a page anything, so I'm kind of lost.
All right, let me tell you.
Yeah. Oh, Shalaya, can you do me a favor? Is she on here? We're gonna let's get your we have your email because you're on here, and we will need to email that to you.
Are you going to tell Shalaya, Teresa, or you want me to?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, awesome. So if you don't have the paperwork or the book right now, basically it's a little block box and it says name, phone number, appointment, referral name. And you're just keeping track of who you call if you got an appointment. And if you guys don't have something, I try not to read it to you because I feel like I'm treating you elementary, but obviously we don't have it all. So I'll make sure you guys get it, or just say, hey, I don't know what that page says. And just let me know. All right, is everyone ready? And we will go till, how about if we go to 2:30, and then we'll see who's contacted who and things like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Turn to page 8. Are they real? Get out your calls. Internet connection. Let's see. I'm gonna stop this. I'm just gonna move to the Westlake office until this gets taken care of.
We need to clear off the van.
Nope.
And if you guys want to get up and walk around while you're talking, that's what I do. If I feel perfectly free doing that, just watch for 2:30.
Hi, Karen. Hi, George. It's Joan Griffith. I hope you guys are okay. Just if you don't have time to talk, maybe today you can just maybe send me a quick text or something and just tell me that you're out of pocket or something like that. I'm starting to worry that maybe you have a medical emergency or something.
Joan's teaching everybody how to do it. Hi, Joelle.
Hello, how are you all doing?
We're doing good. Did you get your book and everything?
Hello. We can help you find another business.
Yes, I did.
Good. We're just doing a little 20-minute to put in all of our contacts, our 10 contacts.
Oh, okay, perfect. Thank you.
All right, everybody, it's 2:30, so finish up. If you're on that last minute call, finish up and we'll get started in just a second.
Joan should have left her mute off. Everybody could have heard her in action.
Joan was on it. That was perfect.
I want to hear about these calls. Anything good that happened?
I do too.
Ask Emma, because Emma's been the one she's been making her calls this morning. She'll have some.
Emma, she
Yes.
sent out a nice thing this morning that I'm going to read. Did you see her? Did you see her? I'm going to give you a shout out, Emma.
Oh, thanks, Michelle.
You got it. You got it. I actually took a screenshot of it. So, yes, that's good.
No, I called. I was helping this lady out right before I got on the Zoom call.
Uh-huh.
Lady, we have to see if she's getting cold. Leave me alone, people. Alrighty. I gotta make you guys big again. Oh, now it's just you. Anyway, I was calling this lady. I need to see. I asked her if she was, if she's talked to a lender yet, because she may not be able to afford a house. And it's just hearing the stories from people, I was almost tearing up.
Yeah,
Just hearing
will.
things, and I was able to speak with 2 people during our break, and just situations where I'm gonna have to check with Teresa if we do certain things. But I was able to talk to 2 people. I called 3, but I was able to talk to 2, and hopefully we can help them out. If not, hopefully we know some people we can refer them to so they can get what they're looking for.
Yep. And Emma, if you have a lender that you use and they aren't, say they still have to get a little higher credit score or something, if your lender could tell them what they need to work on, that's not every lead is going to buy a house today. So you're very correct. You get them to working, and in 6 months, they may be able to buy a house, and they'll love you because you didn't give up on them.
Yeah, and I know it's not just for me, I mean, of course, we love the money. Of course, everyone needs money to survive. But really for me, it's so touching to hear people's stories.
It is.
And to really, once you really care about them, because you do, I mean, you should care about these people that you're trying to help. I mean, it's not just about the money.
You're right.
Hey, Emma, I like the way you say that. And I'll tell you how I've always related it is my clients, I'm dating all of them. You put in, and it's like dating them. You have to reach out to them every day. You have to show them love. You have to figure out about their kids and their spouses and all that. It's not just about real estate. It's about relationships. And you're right. And I love it.
You're right. It is like dating. You're exactly right. And unfortunately, you're the person that usually approaches them first. And then you have to care, cultivate, give them time. And we're going to get into all that, cultivate and things like that. I mean, and even in dating, you've got to finally close to basically get your appointment, Trey. You're exactly right. All right, everybody done? Raise your hand if you're not. Let's see. All right. I can't see everybody, so I'm just going to assume everybody's done so we can get on with this. I appreciate you guys doing that. I know that was probably not something you were like, man, I don't want to do this. What is she doing to me? I hope she never teaches again. She makes me do things. But I'm telling you, sometimes, I've been in classes, Trey, you have too, Teresa, we've all done bold, and you do it in bold. And sometimes you have to be made to do something to do it. It's easy to get lazy. It's easy to say today's a snow day, or, mid-June when it's nice on the lake and, you can pack a cooler and grab your family. I'd rather be doing that. But if I don't have the money and the leads, what's going to get me through the summer or till winter? You have to think future. All right. And I want you guys to participate. I know that it's not easy and there's no wrong answer. And I'm not here to make you do leads to say, you know what, that person did 0, that person did 100. That's not what it's for. My whole thing is we all start somewhere and we're all not the best at what we could be. So I want to hear how many you guys got, if anybody wants to speak up, or if you had a great conversation. Give me, it's almost like an aha moment or something like that. Somebody give me a great story. I know Teresa wants to hear it.
Of course.
All right. If you speak at once, I can't keep up. Okay. Somebody give me some help. Anybody.
I didn't have anything great happen, but I did make one phone call where a lead that I've been trying to cultivate for many months now told me that he doesn't know how I got his name. He's not interested in buying real estate. So I got him off a Facebook ad. So I know he did click on my ad. That happened. I texted 3 people. 1 replied asking for a name of a lender. So that was good.
Great.
And that's about it.
Jennifer, it's great. And you're going to get those ones that say, I don't know how you got it. And they clicked on your link.
That happens a lot.
We don't make, you know what they're doing? They're finding a way to say no. And that happens.
I have a lady that I actually got off a lead that Teresa sent me.
Mhm.
And she put her wrong name on the lead. I don't know why she did that, but like she sent me a woman named Susan and I called her and she said her name was Diane. So, I mean, she typed her name in a whole different name, but I don't know why people do things like that.
So that goes back to Trey's dating. You ever been given a wrong number? It happens. So that fish isn't meant for you. And, there's more out there. And you never know. They might change their mind later and say, hey, and try you again. You just don't know because they're going to start seeing you on Facebook. So don't worry about it.
Can I share something with Jennifer too?
Have at it.
So Jennifer, the way that's auto-populated on Facebook, I don't even think some of that they're just putting the wrong names in. I think it's the way it comes to the ads because I've done that before and you'll get a number and they're like, no, this is not Dave, this is John, or email address is not correct. So, with those, you could always just maybe introduce yourself and you might end up getting a lead off of somebody that hasn't even reached out. It's a number, I don't know how to explain this, but I know it's not you and I don't think it's their dishonesty. So
yeah, I understand what you're saying.
I have a lead platform that does advertising on Facebook and also a couple other internet options. And so I called a couple of leads for that. And it's always an adventure because very often with that type lead program, the people are just clicking on it and putting their information in just because they want to see the pretty pictures of the pretty houses that Facebook is so artfully displayed. So, I mean, it is kind of crapshoot because, again, a lot of people just want to look at the pictures, but sometimes you can get into a conversation with them and they are looking or they're looking later or they're looking for somebody else. And I've had all kinds of unusual experiences with that lead platform. One lady that I talked to a couple of weeks ago lives in Richmond and has a sister in Ferrum that she's trying to find a home for in Richmond. And the sister doesn't have internet or a telephone or a car. So that's been a real challenge to try to figure out how to help them find property that neither of them lives near when the one that needs to move also lives an hour away. So we've actually been coming up with some creative solutions and I think at some point it's actually going to materialize into something, but this is definitely one of those long game situations where there's going to be a lot of creative solutions. So this has really been a good learning experience for me. I did not just speak with her, I did speak with her sister yesterday. So it's kind of fresh in my mind, but it's just been kind of interesting. But I really care about this lady because she's elderly and she lives out in Ferrum in a double wide trailer and she can drive, but she doesn't because her husband recently passed away, and essentially he was the one who was responsible for doing everything, all of the driving, all of the things that required, leaving the house. So she's kind of having to put her life back together. And so I just, really do want to help her find a home that's in Roanoke that'll put her closer to medical facilities and just more services in general. So hopefully that's going to pan out, but it's been a really interesting experience thus far.
Oh, that's great. And I'm sorry, I can't see everybody's face. What was your name?
Oh, this is Christy Telsch.
Okay, awesome, Christy. So what you're offering is value and a contribution. to help her with medical facilities. You know, a lot of people, you know, when their spouse passes on, one has done the most, you know, and that's a great, thank you for sharing that story, actually.
Sure.
Anybody else before we move on? All right. All right, we've done our call list. Okay, so your next page is, people that don't have the book, I apologize again, are about our script calling, which, you know, if you're new or been there a while, we all avoid these like the plague sometimes, and we should be using them. These are proven through, you know, Gary Keller. They're here for a reason. And even if you look at them and you're like, I would, you know, want to kind of alter it personally for me, hey, do that as well. If you find something working, keep doing it over and over and over and over and over and over. But a lot of these are, you got a new agent one, you've got a new agent to the area, and then you have referral, which I was saying, if someone's not ready to buy or sell, ask for referral. So you guys make sure you read over those. All right, let's get going. All right. So now that we've done that task, and I promise I'm not going to give you a lot of tasks, it's just going to seem like they're back to back. So once you make these calls, there is a step 2. Okay. So on page 12, if you have the book, what you're going to do is after you call these individuals, then you're going to practice handwriting notes. And it doesn't have to be long. And if we were in a classroom, I would have bought you guys like little note cards in an envelope, and we'd have written them then, seal them up, and Keller Williams would have mailed them out for you. But what you want to do is, you know, one touch is not enough. So what you want to do is send a handwritten note, and on page 12, for your Mets, you would just write them a quick little note, just kind of like, thank you for taking the time to chat with me today. It's been great to catch up with you. I'm thrilled to be with Keller Williams. I'm available for you anytime. It's kind of like working a lead. So if you call someone, then you might want to email them. Hey, thanks for talking today. It's great to hear about your daughter. You know, whatever they tell you about, because you're, again, forming that relationship, kind of like Trey brought up earlier. So you want to do step 2. Referrals, you just write them a quick little note as well. Thank you for taking the time to chat with me today. It was great getting to know you. I look forward to helping you. Please know I'm available. You know, and you may want to say, hey, you know, such and such referred me, and I appreciate that. So if you guys want to take about 5 minutes, kind of, if you don't have a note or a note card, the people you called, if you have a piece of paper, write down what you would write to them. And that way you'll have it, and you can mail it tomorrow or later today when you get your own envelope, since we're on Zoom. So if you want to take a few minutes to do that, just like I said, this just gets you in the habit of doing it. Anybody have any questions? It's a pretty simple task. I know, just trying to figure out what to write if you've never written them. Joan is like, she's the handwriting note like specialist. So if you don't know Joan Griffith, she'll definitely help you.
Hey, Joan, do you have a picture of one of your cards or anything you've written to share?
Joan, leave us.
Joan's probably still making her phone calls.
Yeah, she's on mute. She's on here. She's just on mute. Maybe she is making a call. All right, how's everybody doing? Everybody doing pretty good with their note writing?
Yep.
I think I had myself on mute for a second, but I was saying, if you make your calls and then you're like, I'm gonna do my notes later, you ever realize later never comes because you start doing other things? And you know, today I will admit some of my faults. It's a growth thing. And I don't always do it, and later never comes. But that follow up, it's kind of like, I don't know who ever played basketball or some kind of sport. You know, you always have a follow through, and you should do the same thing with your business. So make sure you get those notes out after you've made contact. And sometimes it takes 2 or 3 follow-ups to get, you know, someone's attention. Don't be scared to do that. Until they tell you, never call me again, go pound sand, whatever, keep following up with them. All right, so the next section is called Get Your Head in the Game. Anyone ever talk to themselves when they mess up? I have a habit of calling myself by my last name. You know, I'll be like, oh, Vandergriff, why didn't you do that? Or Vandergriff, get in the game. Or, you know, I like to fish a lot. And if I miss a fish, you know, I blame myself, but I say it by my last name. Same with business. You know, you ever start it with a lead, and like I was saying, you got to follow up. And you talk to them once and you think they're yours. The next thing you know, they bought a house with someone else because you didn't follow up. So obviously my head was not in the game. I didn't take them serious. So you have to do that. Don't feel like you're bugging them. You know, sometimes it takes other people a little longer. You know, with the market in the last year, most people wanted to buy a house right on the spot as soon as they saw it. Well, before that and now after that, it's not going to be the same always. So just remember, keep following up with those people that take a little more time. Because some people take longer to make a decision. You know, buying a house, we're with people every day and we see it and we're like, oh, why don't they buy this house? Well, that's a big investment. So you got to remember that's a big, you know, they have a mortgage payment, they might be moving. Just remember, it's a little scarier for them than it is you. So we're going to talk about in this next section why lead generation is so important. And I'd like to hear some comments and ideas from you guys why lead generation is so important, and then I'll give you the section that's in the book that I have for the answer. Why do you guys think lead generation is so important?
Well, if you don't generate leads, then you're essentially just waiting for people to come to you, which is not a real good way to do business. I mean, you have to go out and actually find business in this market in particular.
You do. And I will tell you, since this is a safe place, we're all here together. I get a little worried because I haven't had a listing for, 2 or 3 months. Now I have buyers and I've closed some buyers. So exactly what you said in this market, and there's more real estate agents now, there's low inventory. So you have to, keep your head in the game. And we all get off trail. I'm not, again, today, I will tell you, I'm not here to judge you. I'm here to help you. That's why I tell you my faults, because I don't think I'm better than anyone else here. But you have to keep that, like you said, with this market, you got to keep your head in the game. Anybody else reason lead gen is important?
I think it just keeps you ever present in your contact's mind. Just reminds them that you're there. So even if they decide to make a decision down the road, you're the person they think of. Because you've been calling, you've been texting, you've been sending emails.
Yep, exactly. You're exactly right. And that's a great point, Jennifer, because we all started doing something before we were an agent probably. So then you had to get that stigma from, I'm Jennifer, the whatever you did before, to, hey, now I'm Jennifer, the real estate agent. So if you don't stay on top of
I was a
mine-
stripper, Michelle.
I didn't want to say it out loud, So yeah, that's where all my real estate money went, Jennifer. But yes, but yeah, if you don't, they are going to forget about you. Just even friends and family can forget. They'll go, I forgot. I just bought a house, and you're like, how do you forget? We just had a bonfire 3 months ago, last 3 months ago, and you weren't talking real estate the whole time. Very good point. Anyone else want to share? All right. So I'll give you the definition that's in my book. Why is active lead generation important? So the blanks you guys would fill in. Active lead generation ensures that not only will you get business quickly, but when done consistently, and you guys brought up some points that are just like this, but when done consistently, it also ensures a steady stream of business. Said another way, and I like this way, active lead generation turns the feast or famine cycle that most agents go through and creates a steady upward increase in business. So what I would get out of that is the feast or famine. And that's what's going to, things like that's what's going to drive you. Not everyone's going to make it in this business. Keller Williams does a great job of making sure we make it. All the things they give us, all the resources you have, but you still have to have that little bit of drive to say, okay, feast or famine. My back against the wall, I'm going to make these calls. Michelle's going to get on my nerves and keep saying that, things like that. If anybody needs me to repeat that, I can. All right, the next one is, what do you think is different about the lead generation of successful agents compared to their not so successful peers? And I might have brought that up a minute ago and got a little ahead of us. What do you think the difference is for lead generation, successful versus non-successful?
I think that in order to be successful, consistency is really important, because if you make yourself call somebody one time and that's it, it's not going to be as successful as if you keep following up with them on a pretty consistent basis.
Yep, you hit it right on the nail on the head is what I'm trying to say. Most definitely. And you got to just remember, lead generation, you have to embrace it. Sometimes I always tell my kids they never want to clean their room themselves. They want to mess it up, and then I'm supposed to clean it, right? So I tell them, if you do the things you don't like to do first, get that out of the way of the day. That's why some people like to lead gen in the morning. Then they have the rest of the day. All right.
Can I ask a question?
Sure. I will try to answer.
I've got some folks that I have been talking to that initially, and one lady in particular, she seemed like she was pretty interested in moving forward with finding a house, and we'd set up an appointment to talk, and then we had to cancel it. We set up another one. She had to cancel again, and I thought, okay, well, she's just not going to work out. But then she texted me the following day and said, I saw this house. I think I'm interested in it. I'm going to drive by it, and I'll let you know what I think. And that was 3 weeks ago, and I have not heard a thing from her. And I have called her and I have sent her text messages. But at this point, I think she's still interested because I set up an MLS search for her and I can see that she's checking it. But, I've been emailing her and calling her just to say, how are things going? Do you have any questions about anything? Can we set up an appointment, try to reschedule our appointment so that I can get a little bit more detail from you on what you are or are not looking for, because at this point my information that I have from her is pretty sparse, but I think she's going to be a viable lead at some point. I just am not sure how much contact is too much, and maybe what's the best way for me to move forward with her now. I've kind of got myself set on reaching out to her in one way or another once a week. And I'm not sure if at what point should I say, you know what, I'll just let her call me.
Right. And we all go through that. I had a couple come in this summer and I showed them 2 weekends in a row, lake houses. And then after that, she would never answer me. She wouldn't answer me or the other agent that I was working with. And we tried email, we tried phone calls, we tried texting. So I don't, some people, instead of just saying, hey, I've decided to wait, they won't be transparent and tell you that.
Right.
One thing is the house she looked at, did you look to see if it went pending to see if maybe she got it with another realtor or anything?
It did go pending, but I mean, again, this market is so fast.
It is, yep,
especially
it
what
is.
she's looking for. I mean, it's right there, like what everybody else is looking for. So I think the fact that she keeps looking at the MLS that I've
Right.
sent to her, I think means she is still looking. I think she works a weird shift, like she works second shift, so it does make it really difficult to kind of, be available as like people who work first shift would maybe have a little bit more time. But I think she just maybe has gotten busy, and I know that she has a family member that she takes care of who's had some health problems. So again, I want to be sensitive to the fact that she's got some things going on. And I think the last text message I sent her was, I hope that your niece is doing better and that everything is okay. And, just let me know, because I am continuing to look for properties that I think might be a good fit for you, and nothing. Like, I haven't gotten anything back at all.
No, you sound like you're everything I would suggest, you're doing the same thing. And like I said, until she says, stop texting me, I'm busy, and asking about the family member, that's key. Forming that relationship, cultivating, caring. And I would keep doing exactly what you're doing, tell you the truth.
Okay. So it's okay to just kind of stay consistent with
Yes.
calling her, and she'll let me know if that starts to bother her.
Yeah, definitely. And she will. And she may be getting the text and just not responding because she, looks at it. I've done it. I'll get back to them later. Next thing you know, it's tomorrow morning. But then I get back tomorrow morning. But maybe she's just taking her time. If she's still looking, I think that's a great sign to see that she's
Okay,
still
good.
looking.
That was kind of my feeling.
Well, this is Joan, and I just have a thought while you were talking. And I maybe missed this already, and you probably already said it, but does she have a prequal that you know of?
I have not seen a pre-qual letter, but she did tell me that she had been pre-qualified.
Kind of a paranoia kind of person, but I would say if she hasn't gotten a pre-qual, she's not that interested.
Right.
Because, and maybe you just need to tell her that she needs to get a pre-qual so that when she finds her house, she can write an immediate offer. But in general terms, I mean, if people aren't really rushing to help you by getting a pre-qual, either their credit is bad or they are afraid to talk to a broker for a mortgage, but it's usually a kind of a red flag.
Right. Well, she said she did have a pre-qual, so I was thinking that she was, ready to move forward. But again, she hasn't shown me any of that. That was why I was kind of trying to make sure that I could set up an actual appointment to talk to her, so I could actually get a greater sense of where she was in the process. Plus, English is not her first language, which is another barrier. So again, an in-person conversation I think would just be a much easier way to communicate with her. But I can't seem to get anything from her right now.
Well, I would say, go ahead.
Yeah, and sometimes, people, it's not that they're ignoring you. It's just that they're just not ready. So, I know how I am. Michelle just said it. You'll be in the middle of something, and it doesn't mean you don't want it. It just means you don't have time to deal with it. So, she might not be ready, but also, she might just be shy. Some people are afraid to move forward with the housing, to purchase a house, and everyone's just different. So, just keep sending her the things and offering to meet. But as you just said, it's a different culture. So it might be a different culture.
Right.
And it's going to
right.
take a lot more of her trust in you.
Well, I think too, the situation with the inventory level on the market, I think that's having something to do with it, because I think she has so many things she needs to do that, she's going to have to be ready to just run when she finds something that she wants. And I think that that's been difficult with her schedule based on the conversations that I've had with her. So I'll just keep reaching out and just let her know that, I'm looking, and if she sees anything that, just not to hesitate to call me, and I will, do whatever she needs to do. So I'll keep working with her.
Good conversation.
Yeah, definitely good conversation. That's why we do this little group, throw it out there. I have questions all the time, and, Teresa will call me back. She's honest. I give her a hard time. All right, so let's go to page 14 in the book. Making it happen. Okay, prospecting, our favorite thing that ties us back to lead gen, right? We love to just prospect. So prospecting is the quickest and most productive way to get leads for appointments. You do this daily to build a habit of doing what's most important. So that's what we talked about earlier. You got to get in the habit of keep doing it. We all fall off, or go down the wrong trail of, hey, I can take a day off, and then it's 2 days and 3 days. And then you go, all right, somebody got this listing, I should have got it. So you got to make it happen. It's job number one. And like I said, you're going to keep hearing that phrase, lead gen, lead gen, lead gen. I really think Joan Griffith wakes up in the middle of the night and sets up in bed and says lead gen. That's my take on Joan. Right, Joan?
You are so funny.
I love you.
I love you.
Oh, all right. So let's talk about the funnel here. Prospecting determines the size of your funnel, okay? Which we are all aware of how we're getting to this. The goal is to move leads to appointments, appointments to agreements, then contracts, which then closing, which yields commission, okay? Payday, closing day, our favorite day. Home inspections are fun and all that stuff, you're getting closer. But when you get that close day and you get to celebrate, that's the best day. So leads, appointments, agreements, contracts. But you got to do the first step. You got to get a lead, find your leads, and set that appointment. Most of the time, I'm become pretty confident. If I can get an appointment, I'm usually going to get that person, unless like the scenario you guys just brought up, someone just seems like they fell off the face of the earth. That's going to happen. But you know what? I hope to have 10 other leads. I can just, go to those. So prospecting is the cornerstone of lead generation. So I was talking about earlier, whether you're at a ball game or a cookout or a function, every time you meet someone, you should be thinking, what is a relationship opportunity here? Okay. So if you're at a place, I remember one time I was at this wine tasting. I know that's hard to believe, but I was at a wine tasting. And so what I did is ask the lady, I said, hey, I'm a realtor. These would be great closing gifts. Well, she had like this straight face. Those people just seem not to laugh at anything. So, I feel like a dum-dum when I left, but you know what? I still told her what I do. If it worked out, it worked out. And, I got someone a great closing gift. But think about how you can put that in there. Again, it's like a relationship. How can you plant that seed that, hey, the honeydew list is you need to paint the bathroom, or we need to do this. It's same with business. You're planting that seed. And you never know. She might have said, oh, really? I'm looking, and, here's my wine company card, and can I have your number because I want to buy a house, or here's my number. You just never know. You just remember the word opportunity we talked about earlier. Everything's an opportunity, but you have to make it an opportunity. You know, I tell people all the time that say, how do you get business? You know, how do you get leads? You know, you have to go out and do it, you know, make the opportunity. Just because you got a business card, and this is what I tell people, and I'm very direct if you haven't figured that out. Just because you have a business card, your business card could say, I'm a brain surgeon. Well, I want you to be my brain surgeon because you have a card. No, you know, you need to, you know, offer value. I need to know who you are. You got to keep on and on to help with your opportunities. All right, let's flip over to the benefits. Oops, we're not there yet. All right, benefits of prospecting. All right, what are the benefits of prospecting? And sometimes I talk just and ask you guys things and we get ahead of ourselves, but give me the benefits of prospecting that you guys have seen so far or what we talked about today, anything.
Referrals.
Right? Yes. Yep. Anybody else?
Leads. Get leads.
You get leads. Yes, you do. One of them says yields quantity of leads, which yields quality leads. Very good. What else you got? We got about 5 of them. All right. So let's say that you're new and you can't go to realtor.com and spend $20,000 a year, or you can't advertise in a magazine because you know that you may pay $500 for a full page ad and you get no return, you know, ROI. So think about that. Prospecting leads is free. It's free. It's scary, right? Am I right? But it's free. It's scary and it's disheartening when someone says no and hangs up on you, but it's free. So it's inexpensive and yields immediate results. Believe it or not, because we all have those days we don't feel as confident making calls and we don't want to be told no, and you know, things like that happen. So it puts you, increases your confidence and skill. So the more you do, the more confident you're going to get. Especially when you start making calls, you get that 1 or 2, it's going to increase your confidence more. It keeps you in direct contact with the market and protects against market shifts. So we were talking earlier, not everybody's like a today buyer. You know, I've had leads on Facebook that says, hey, thanks for reaching out. We're not going to buy to this summer, or we're going to retire at the lake next year. So I immediately send an email back and say, hey, could I call you sometime and just know what you're looking for? And when you're ready, when you put the ball back in their court, when you're ready, that way I don't think a pushy salesman. And anybody that does it different, please tell me. Just so I know what you want. And I could be looking, I could stay in touch with you till next year. So like I said, market shifts or think about your future. It also puts you in control of filling your pipeline of leads, which leads to those future sales. Joan, did I miss anything? Anything that you think about it? Joan must have left me again.
No, I'm back.
Okay.
I just had it muted. Yeah, no, I think what you're covering is great. And I really personally use the community a lot for prospecting, you know, business people and things like that, I think are great. And all your ex-clients and all your friends, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Joan, you were off earlier. We were doing something about the cards. Do you have any handwritten cards that you sent to people just to show people the things that you do? Because I know you're like really good with handwritten cards.
What kind of cards do I send? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, like what do you say in your cards? Like when you do handwritten cards to people, because we were talking about that earlier, but I think you were on a call.
Yeah, I do about a million different things, but my favorite is to take a local artist and buy a little picture of theirs and then ask them if I could use it on cards. And I put their artwork on the front, and then I put some quote on the back, and then their
their information on the back of the card. And to me, that helps about a million different people. It helps the artists, it helps the community, it helps everybody. But I do some of that. And then I do some, like I've talked to Paul a little bit about this. I sometimes just go to CVS and find something that I love. And it's like 10 cards for, you know, $9 or something. It's like a thank you card, or it's like bless your heart or whatever. And I use those kind of cards sometimes too, but I like to use local people and local artists and buy local if I can.
I like that. Instead of using a real estate card, it's something personal.
Right. I mean, I put my business card in the card, but it's kind of like a double thing that way, where I'm helping somebody in the community. I'm, you know, especially local artists and stuff like that.
Thank
And
you.
I have actually taken some of my listings where maybe I love a picture or something, and I've used that also for the lead part of the card. And they're just the cards printed at a print and paper or someplace here at the lake.
Great
Thank
idea.
you.
Sorry about that, Michelle.
No, thank you, Joan. And so if you guys, so my first bold class, this makes me think, write down Joan's ideas if you don't have these ideas. My first bold class, I was taught, if you see someone succeeding, mimic what they do. And when you do succeed, do it over and over and over and over again. So take some of these ideas, especially that's why I keep calling on Joan and Trey and Teresa's chiming in. Take these that you haven't thought about, you know, and right now is winter. I don't want to go outside unless I have to because it's cold. You know, sit on your couch and write some of these letters. Do some of these things that you haven't been doing. I'll be the first to tell you, I don't do it every day. Like I said, I'm going to tell you, I mess up too. All right, so two things.
Let's say one more thing that just happened to me
Yeah,
this
PJ.
morning.
Yeah, John.
I was
I got
listening to a
Michelle, there's 2
webinar.
pictures.
What?
Go ahead, John.
Okay, I was listening to a webinar, and it was actually Reminder Media, which Teresa and some people know about, because it's Stephen Acree's brother up in Pennsylvania. But they were saying, one guy was on there, it was like a podcast, and he was saying that when he first started real estate, and he would do it again if he started again somewhere, he invited top producers to coffee or lunch or something on him. And he said he learned so many things from those people. And he said the people that were the best were the ones that would actually go with him to coffee. And so that might be another thought, because people that have been in it a while and know what they're doing, and, you know, they can give you some great ideas. And I'm thinking that it doesn't even have to be with Keller Williams. It could be another company as far as that goes, you know?
Yep.
But I just think it's a good idea because it's like they know how to do success. And so I'm thinking I might be doing that myself in the next couple of months, you know, just to kind of see what other ideas that I could maybe find out, you know, that other people are doing.
Yep, definitely. Thanks, Joan.
Welcome.
All right, myth versus myth.
I have 2 cards if anybody wants to see. 2 cards I did up.
Yeah,
Like-
hold it up, PJ.
The lake, the cards I send out. The lake one, you know, I'm right here. You probably see my head. Gosh, here's the screen. Okay, that one. And then just open it up and write blah, blah, blah. And everybody wants a picture of me. So buy or sell, call PJ Bell. Now I will put my updated pictures, but I gotta download a couple hundred of these. So
Yeah, that's
But
great, PJ.
you know, I find accurate thinking nuts. So
Where did you get them done?
Vistaprint.
Okay.
Thank you, PJ.
Yeah, and I mean that's, you know, not expensive, and then if you kind of learn the tricks of ordering, if you go ahead and put an order like say 50, and then you wait to the end when you're about ready to, you'll check out, and then they'll go, oh, you got 9 minutes, and we'll offer you more for like $10, and you go, okay, so it's the deal, you know. You know, I'm all about couponing, so and you just, you know, that helps on that, and you'd be surprised. I go in my businesses I'm in and everything. They got them on the bulletin boards. I'm like, man, okay. So just a picture of me, but you know, I don't know if anybody wants to, it was a joke at first, and then I'm like, okay, they wanted them. Let's go.
That's
and
great.
now I'm on a billboard.
I like it.
Yes, thank you.
All right, myth versus truth. Just about we talk about prospecting. Prospecting equals annoying people, which equals rejection. All right, that's a myth. Okay, false. If I had like one of those big like and it said myth, I'd put it across the screen for you. The truth is prospecting equals meeting people and building purposeful business relationships equals a strong real estate business. So listen to the truth, not the myth. All right, let's move on to the 4 C's of prospecting. All right, 4 C's of prospecting: capture, connect, close, and cultivate. And we're going to get into each one of these a little more detail. First, capture the lead by getting your contact information. That's what we've been talking about all morning. Lead gen, capture that information. Then connect by establishing a relationship. Finally, closing for an appointment. Like I told you, get that appointment, and eventually to buying or selling real estate. Then cultivate them, because you got to maintain that relationship. Okay. It's capture, connect, close, cultivate. Business building conversations aim to achieve these goals. So the first one, get the appointment, or number 2, get a referral, which always, always, always makes number 3 come true. It strengthens a relationship. Okay. You get the appointment or a referral, which will accomplish helping to strengthen your relationship. All right. All right, go to number 1. Okay. The goal of building a database. Okay. That's your capture. So we've all talked about database, and every day we talk to somebody, we're putting them in our database. Correct? You don't have to answer, but you should be. So Tina brought up that the last one, she brought up command and had, I think Shalai put it on her screen, that, you know, we don't always capture, might just have a phone number and it's just in our phone under, you know, lead. Well, that's not capturing all your database. So when you talk to people and you're sitting there and you're building a relationship, you know, how many kids do you have? And, you know, why are you moving here? You know, you can always stick in there, you know, by the way, what's your date of birth? What's, you know, your phone number? These are things you want to remember. And just to share sometimes what I do, because I'm old school, I don't immediately pull my computer up and stick it in. I'm a notebook kind of person, and I'll put their name, like Jane Smith. And then while I'm talking to them and learning stuff about them, I write down, yep, they have 4 kids. Oh, the husband was in the Army. He's a veteran. All these little things that next time you speak to them or you meet them to start looking at houses, you can relate to what they like. You know, I do, like I said, you'll hear me say I like to fish a million times. And a lot of times with the husbands, if they come down here to look, you know, one of my questions when we're walking around looking at a house, or, you know, we stop to eat lunch or whatever we do, I talk about fishing. And if they fish, you know, I'm showing them more pictures of me fishing than I have my kids. If they have kids, they have littles, or they're moving here to get to the school system, I tell them about the school system. And this all goes back, you know, this goes to your cultivate and building relationships, but capture those leads. Another thing you could do, and Joan or somebody might already do this, when I first get a buyer, I try to get a form, and it has like 6 questions, and I'll fill it out. You know, what's your date of birth? You know, where are you from? Why are you moving? How many kids? So you can do it that way as well, instead of putting in a notebook like I do. Just some info, and then you can go into your command like we're all doing. Hint, hint, wink, wink. We need to be doing that. You can fill it right out. All right, so capture.
Hey, Michelle, can I share something?
Yeah, please do, Trey.
So I'll tell you, as a new agent, this is something where I can go wrong. You get somebody on the phone and you're trying to keep your frame of mind of going, I see you're interested in this property, and you're doing all that. But if you breathe and just take some time to build that relationship with them and you know, kind of be the source of that, you know, hey, like you said, why are you moving here? Ask them about their family, and then come back to the business part of it. And it just makes it look like you're a little more eager to get their perfect needs in there instead of just close a deal and let's find a house and move on.
It is. And Trey, that goes back to nowadays with the internet and everybody can find things and look you up, a lot of people want to work with people they relate to. So if you take that time to figure out and they're like, man, that agent Tracy, we just connected, we both like this, or we like the color blue, or, she likes to ride motorcycles, and my son, he's got 5 dirt bikes, and so she knows what property I'd want. It's that, you connect. Thanks for that point. That was great. So going on to connection, like we brought up, understand how important it is to know what people like, know your relationship, get to know them. Look for opportunities to service them. We talked about earlier value, what value you can give them. Let's see. So some of the connecting questions we went through, you talk about their family, their job, their life. So there's a who, what, where, why, when, and how. I feel like I'm back in investigations and asking somebody all these questions, but it's the same thing in real estate. So who, you talk about the family, their job, their life. What are you looking for? Because you can lead into that. What are you looking for? What do you want in a house? Where would you like to buy? Is it in Roanoke? Do you want Bedford where there's more, opportunities for land? Do you want to be in the city? Do you want to be downtown because you're a single person that wants just a studio apartment? That's things you want to know. So you look like and learn that market. Why are you moving? That's always an important one. Is it a job? Is it for kids? Or you come back to take care of your mom and dad? And if you have elderly parents, that's another connection. You connect with that client. I know it sounds like a big conversation with them, but like Trey said, you have to have that connection. Ask when. It's okay to ask when would you like to move? When are you planning on move? That it doesn't need to be your first question, because you don't want to just think buy, sell, go the next one. And how do you plan to do this? I know a lot of people, we talked about, I don't know if it's Teresa's class or Tina's last week, but you talked about how do you get someone the conversation with pre-qual, and you don't want to go show houses if they can't qualify. So that'd be a great, in your connecting questions, how do you plan on doing this? Or, how, ask all these questions, then end it with, how do you plan on doing this? And they're like, well, I got to sell a house. Okay, there you go. Can I sell your house so you can go here? Or can I refer you a KW? Again, opportunity. Just remember that word, opportunity. And then if they say, well, I'm thinking about selling my house to do this, and I can say, hey, I got a great lender that could tell you if you sold your house, how you could qualify here, what you would need, what you need to do. It all leads into opportunity. And then third, the close. Okay, closing the process of asking for business. What everybody loves, right? You can connect, you can talk all day, but what agents have trouble with is asking for the business. Connecting is crucial, but unless you get their business, you won't be making any money. Let me read that sentence again. Unless you get their business, you won't be making any money. Many agents are pretty successful at connection. Obviously, if you're going to be an agent, you have to be okay with talking to people and having a conversation with strangers, but you still got to ask for that business. Not everybody has the manual, but if you do have the manual, there are 10 closes. You got a hard close, a soft close, a direct close, an indirect, trial, assumptive, negative, positive, a take back close, and a tie down close, and an alternative choice close. Take a minute and read all those. And if a couple of you guys will just give me like 2 you like, pick the best 2 you like or what you do. Take about 3 or 4 minutes and read that. Let me know what you think about what kind of clothes you like. All right, you guys had a few minutes to look at that. All right, anybody want to tell me what they'd pick and why, or if they've always used that, or?
Soft close. It's Di.
All right, Di?
I do the soft close. That's just more my personality. I'm not pushy.
Yep, exactly. And, you know, sometimes it depends on the person as well, Di, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I also agree that all 10 could be used for different clients depending on what their needs or their personality. I'm like Di, so I probably use the soft close, but what I like about the direct close is it doesn't give them an opportunity to really say, no, you're giving them two, either today or tomorrow. And if they're worth your time to sit down and do business with them, that might be how you capture them, is just not giving them an easy out.
Right, exactly, exactly.
I think too, it really depends how your conversation with them has gone. I mean, obviously people are different, and some people, if you form a really like an instant bond with them, I think the direct approach works great because it feels kind of natural. But I personally prefer the soft close too. So, but trying to give them an opportunity of saying, hey, I've got some time tomorrow or Wednesday, and I'd love to get together with you. Would either of those times work? I think is that, I mean, I've had very limited experience, but that to me seems to be the easiest approach for me, because it is giving them a specific day and time. Like you said, it's not giving them an open-ended time, but it's not as direct as saying, how about tomorrow at 2 o'clock?
Right, right. Exactly, exactly. And you know, you could take the soft close and go into the direct close. You know, I've enjoyed visiting with you. Would you like to get together to discuss this further? Could we meet today or tomorrow? So you kind of put those two together. Just an idea. Like I said, there's no right or wrong. You know, it's how you read your people and how your personality. All right. The last thing is cultivate. Capture, connect, close, cultivate. So whether or not you've closed for the appointment or a referral, the connection's been made, right? So you got that connection, but it can always be strengthened. Like we've talked about, and people's given examples, you know, you got to further that. It's an ongoing process. Like I said, not everybody, and you can't just think about, I want to sell today and then nothing else. You know, some people take a little more time, and actually your clients will probably refer you more in the future if you have that relationship bond with them. The relationships established here will continue to build as you keep in touch and eventually do business together. Setting up your contacts, and this would be Emma or Shalia to help out with if you need it. And I think Joan does eEdge a lot, but setting up your contacts on a touch campaign and an eEdge will continue to cultivate the relationship as well. You know, is it Christy earlier? You were talking about the lady that kind of seemed to fall off the face of the earth. Well, you're continuing. You're continuing. You kind of probably doing your own campaign with sending that individual listings and a little touch here and there. How's it going? Hope your niece is okay. You know, whatever. So you're kind of doing your own campaign as well. But you know, as you start to do more Keller things and learn the systems, you know, you can use the eEdge as well.
Okay.
You know, I just have to say this really fast because Teresa asked me about the cards. People almost die when they get a card from you. And I know that sounds really crazy, but I mean, every time I send out cards to people, I mean, a lot of them call me back and they're like, this is the first card I've gotten in like 6 months or something, you know?
Right.
So I think even though sometimes we think emails are great, which emails are great, social media is great, I think we sometimes miss the snail mail, which is a shock factor.
Right.
So, and then you can include your business card too, which is kind of cool. So I just wanted to mention that real quick. Oops, sorry.
Joan's a busy woman.
Sorry.
It's okay. Here's one that was, it's on our page 20 that I don't always do. I say thank you, but I don't always make that extra effort. So anyone that gives you a referral, you should include a thank you reward. I mean, say a friend gave you one and we know we can't give them money like we would a definite referral agent or someone that's, you know, certified. But if a friend gives it to you, go buy them a gift card to their favorite restaurant. Hey man, thanks for that referral. You know, this is how I take care of my family, and thank you for, you know, thinking of me. And I don't always do that. I'll tell them thank you and let them know it closed, and keep updated. Say, hey, thanks for that referral. We just put a contract in at, you know, 123 Main Street. They'll be living near you, you know, whatever. So that's something that came up I liked. So keep that in mind. Has anybody got any questions on capture, connect, close, cultivate? Say it fast 5 times. All right. All right, here we go. This is what you guys have heard, you know, touched on before. I don't think anything in depth, but your sphere of influence. All the people who know you, trust you, may do business with you. Okay. That's a great point. So on page 21, there's a little diagram, and people that can't see it, it's got like you in the middle, and then family, spouse, friends, neighbors, and then the people they know kind of goes out to them. So a lot of time your inner circle is the group of people you look to most often, especially if you just started. And if you have been an agent for a while, you may want to revisit your sphere of influence. Okay, just because you're getting new leads and maybe some stuff off realtor, go back to the people you know and the people that helped you when you started, and ask them, you know, they have any referrals. And most of the time when you first start out, that's who you're going to use. And you're going to ask for business that way, and you'll do most of your business through your sphere of influence. The more that you're around people and meet people and go to these events and sell houses, your sphere of influence is going to grow, because 9 times out of 10, you're going to become some kind of friend to that person you sold a house to. So they've become your sphere of influence. So just remember that when you're sitting there and saying, I have no one to call, start going through your sphere of influence. Look on Facebook. You know, we have, what, 1 million friends on Facebook, but we really have 5 close friends, but they're, you know, 1 million friends on Facebook. How many friends do you know? How many people do they know? You know, and how many people they reach out to that may know someone. So just, it's an ongoing process. And think about the people you know, 50, 100, 200, how many contacts? A couple of you just tell me how many contacts you have right now. Go ahead, PJ.
Which one? Facebook?
Just how many people are you contact?
Me and market leaders, probably about 3,000. Huh?
Wow. Okay.
What was that?
I said, wow. Okay. That's great.
Give or take a few hundred.
That's great.
And my phone and Google. Oh, good gosh. That's why I was thinking about converting from Apple to Detroit, but the last time I did that, I lost 300 or 400 clients. So I don't want to do that again.
No, that's a learning lesson.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know, for all the agents out there, I mean, referrals are a big part of business, and who you have done business with, you know, through the years and developing the relationships. I think it's a lot more value, you know, like quantity versus quality, because developing those, and then they feel confident to refer you, and keeping that trust. So confidentiality out there is a big deal, guys. You know, when you sign that with them, you know, it's not just, you know, it helps to reassure them, you know, that you are there for them and heartfelt. So, and, you know, I find that that really is of a huge value to them, to know that you're not going to tell anybody else their business.
No,
So,
you're right. And, you know, that brings up.
But you reach out to one and you reach out to others. And do not accept friendships from guys with no shirts. Just saying.
They have to buy houses too, PJ.
The girls with no shirts, I mean, whatever works for you.
Hey, you got to take one for the team, PJ.
Basically, you want to stay at the top of their minds.
Yes.
Forget about you, you know?
You do.
Yeah. And I'm an annoying enough person that, you know, I try to achieve that as much as possible.
We love you though, PJ. All right, so.
Thank you. Oh my God. This is
I know, you're blushing. I know. All right, so that leads us to, so if you're on page 22, there's a little diagram, and those that don't have it, I'll try to help you through it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take about 5 or 10 minutes, and there's different sections. So think about your sphere of influence if you can't actually see this page. Immediate family, hobby, sports, personal services, friends, teachers, auto, home repair, dentist, the doctor you go to, your church, neighbors, past coworkers, bankers, mortgage, title appraisers. So take about 5 or 10 minutes right now, and then we'll get back to it. What I want you guys to do is write down as many as you can of your sphere of influence. Make a list. And doing this, it's not your favorite thing, but guess what? You'll have your list for tomorrow to start calling people. So, all right, take about 5 or 10 minutes, write down your sphere of influence. And I forgot to tell you, if you write their name down, even if you only know their first or last name, write that down. All right, how'd you guys do? Here, I got unmute.
Hey, Michelle.
Yeah, hey,
realize
go
I
ahead.
need a mechanic.
Hey, I think I have signal. I just
Lost you. Anybody get that? Yeah, me neither. All right. How many did somebody get?
We supposed to write down groups? Like I got 10 like avenues, like through my family, my friends, my boyfriend's family, his friends, my kids' friends, my dentist, my doctor's office, my gym,
Yep.
my auto mechanic, my nail salon, things like that.
Yeah, no, that's great. Yep. Yep. Did you put like individual each one of them?
30.
No, I didn't put down actual names, but I figured I could start there and branch.
Yep. So you'll be ready to break yours down for your
That's about
calls.
30
That's right.
names.
About 30?
I need a mechanic though.
Yeah.
I need a mechanic. Just saying. Well, with kids in school, guys, right there alone, and you get in the PTA or sports,
Right.
that really is helpful.
Nope.
Or
that's a
like,
good-
the police officers in your community or something.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. That's they buy houses. They do. They do. So
PJ's getting
Oddly
arrested
enough,
and
they
handing out
do.
cards. PJ's handing out cards. when he gets
Exactly.
pulled over, when
Anything
she
that
gets arrested.
works. Yeah.
most definitely.
That too, because I have to give my contact information, and then I give them a big picture, a poster of me, and a stuffed turkey. But yeah, Jennifer.
All right. Very good. Very good. So
I like to think out of the box.
that's what you have to do. Exactly. Opportunity, PJ.
Mhm.
Opportunity.
Buy or sell, call PJ Bell. You'll be glad you did.
You'll be glad you did. All right. So that was peer influence.
That's what it says on my commercial too.
I love it. I love it. I'll have to check it out. All right. So let's move on to page 23. And we're going to talk about time blocking. Okay. Time blocking. So there's a 3-3 in time blocking. Okay. Prospect efficiently and consistently with 3 processes. Now, this is big. It's going to blow your mind. 3 processes in your 3 hours of daily lead gen. Okay. I don't know if some people are doing an hour, 3 hours or more, but 3 hours goes with this time blocking on the 3-3. Okay. Reason being is you need to prepare first. Okay. So kind of like we just did, you'll prepare every morning or every day by writing down your call list. So if you start doing this whole sphere of influence and putting them in sections, kind of like Jennifer brought up, you should have people for the next day and know that, know the 10 that you're going to do or do more. I don't mind if you do more. It's great. Another thing to get prepared, because that's the first step, is getting prepared. Say affirmations, focus on the big why. So on this prepare, I don't know if you guys get into music, if it makes you like a whole different feel. If you're sad, just that horrible, my dog ran off and my wife left me, and that sad stuff when you're feeling sad. Don't do that before you get ready to do your call list. Okay. No. You won't do very well. So whatever kind of music you like, I'm just throwing out like some 80s rock, because that's what I like. Sit down in your area, right, PJ? Sit down in your area, get a piece of paper out and your phone, and then tell Alexa, which I hope she don't turn on because I said her name, but say, Alexa, play and whatever you want, and just have that cranked up while you're sitting down here, writing your calls. I did it in sports my whole life. Remember, I don't know who played sports in their life, but you would come out and, your parents are there and all the people in your high school, your college, and you just have that cool rock song. I mean, you can play Queen. We are the champions. You're the champion. This is your business. You're the champion of it. You know, whatever gets you motivated, put that on. Okay. I might not want to know some of y'all's music, but anyway, whatever gets you excited, turn that thing on, start making that call list, you know, prepare. Whatever gets you Rocky, play the Rocky theme song, whatever you want to do. And then practice your scripts, you know, every day, practice your scripts. If you know you're going to call for referrals, practice that referral script or have it there by your side. First few times, use it. That's fine. You know, you're on the phone with somebody, they don't know what you're reading. I mean, we have what telemarketers do it to us all the time. They don't care about me. They're reading a script. Okay. Read that script, memorize it, and use it. So like I said, use the music thing. All right. Number 2 on time blocking with the 3-3, take action. Okay. So you get your script ready. You've heard, you know, a couple of your favorite songs. You're all pumped up. You're like, I can do this. I can do this. I'm going to do it. Prospect, start prospecting. Okay. Update your database. That's another thing you want to do daily. So you get someone to put in your database, you call and you prospect, or you get a referral, put it in there. And the third thing is, which again, we're not always good at, but you have to maintain. So you can't do this once a week and then not do it for another 3 weeks. Okay. You got to maintain, prepare, take action, and maintain. Maintain is track your results. Track your results. That's what your command is for. Or if you're like me, old school, you like to write it down, you know, kill a tree or two, because I just like notebooks to flip back into and look at. Track your results, schedule commitments, and we'll get into that. And write those thank you notes that we've gone over. Okay, that's your 3 things for time blocking. All right, I have a video, and Shalai showed me how to switch it yesterday. I've been over it twice, so give me a second, see if I can get it. This is cold calling with the Real Estate Brothers. While you're watching this, think about some aha moments when you watch this video that goes, that's enlightening. I should be doing that, or that gets me fired up. All right, let me see if I can share this, because I don't know where my girl Shalai is. Let's see here.
I read this mantra book every day.
Yes.
And it's really good. If anybody, you know, it has 75 in there, but every day. And then of course I have to announce it to my family. And so they just adore me reading a mantra every day to everyone. So, but if anybody wants the name of it, an author or online or whatever, because once I go through this, I want to do it again, because it just really helps when you're, you know, it's not real long every day, and it's just kind of a, you know, meditation thing that for, if you just take time out for your second and focusing on yourself and just taking that time out, and kind of, it just helps not necessarily inspire you, but feel more focused maybe, and helps, I think, your confidence.
Right.
So, you know, because I know not everybody wants to go running out jamming to Queen and Metallica, but you know, you would find a little bit peace of heart with this fine one. And then 10% of the proceeds go to, I'm kidding. But I can put this in the, we'll chat the name of it and author if anybody wants to, but that helps me every day. And you know, because we can always get down on ourselves, and we get down on our thoughts, I think, more often than we give ourselves positive thoughts. So, you know, I yearn for any bit that I can help think better, you know. So that's my piece and thought.
No, thank you, PJ. Any good books you guys have? Like TJ said, type it in. That'd be great. We can share it with the group. All right, let's watch this video and cold calling with the Real Estate Brothers. This is through Keller Williams. All right, I should be able to play it. Can you guys see it? Did I do it right? Yes.
I don't have any volume.
Uh-oh. Seriously?
Yeah, we can't hear it.
Can't hear it.
I got it. Well, I think we had the same problem last time. Okay, as loud as that goes. Nothing? Audio, just paste. Nothing? Nothing, right? Hold on a second. All right, give me 1 second. Shalia's give me instructions. Your video and sound. All right, hang on 1 second. I don't see it, Shalia. Oh, here we go. Hold on. She's pretty smart. Let's see if this works. Let's do a double take here. Hold on. Let me know if you guys hear it this time.
Ton of money on the web or in print. Telephone
Yeah,
lines pay a monthly
sure.
bill and you can call all you want. Why don't you come in here? I'll show you the
I'll send you a thank you award.
We've got a map where we've broken the entire city into zones. We like to target areas where we have buyers.
It's been scrubbed to the do not call list and it still represents over 250,000 phone numbers. All of our desks have 3 monitors. We have Mojo in the middle. We have our scripts on the right. And then on the left,
Do some research on the house they're calling for, stuff like that. Cold calling is like adding jet fuel to your car or something. Like it pumps your business up.
we went from making
What was our first year? Like 70K. And then this year together we did $1.1 million. So this is Sean calling from the Real Estate Brothers. You know what? I'm so sorry to bug you today, but I just noticed that you live. You have to treat cold calling as though it's an appointment. If you don't prioritize it, things will always find their way in and block you from being able to do it. It's the most important thing you can do for your business.
absolutely most important, and you have to quantify it as well. The bold 100 contacts a week is a really, really cool way
To set a bar.
to set a bar and get started and stick to it, whatever your decision is. I was just wondering, has anything changed in your plans? Are you still thinking this spring to get it on the market?
You can't think today was a bad cold calling day because today doesn't matter. What matters is what you accomplish in a year. And if you just keep adding people to your database and systematically follow up with them and take care of the people who you work for, you'll do great.
You're not always going to have great success every day, but it's by doing it every day that you have great success.
We're going to be in the neighborhood for the next 2 weeks giving free evaluations. You know what I'd love to do?
I'll say too that one thing that we were afraid of, and I think everyone is just the rejection side of things. People being mean to you on the phone and rude. We have this saying with our team that you're either part of our future or part of our past, and either way it's fine. But the people who are rude to us are obviously not going to be part of our future.
Have a chuckle about it. Like, honestly, when someone cusses at me or something, I just laugh because it's funny.
Hey, do you think that it might make sense for us to book something tentatively for the weekend?
The more time you spend not on the phone, you're losing money because that 3 hours of my day is my 20% where I make my money.
Don't get ready to start thinking about how you're going to eventually do something. Just do it. Like, just
do
get
it.
done.
Stop watching this video, get off your butt and go start dialing numbers and talking to people. Just get on the phone.
Yeah, and if you hate money, don't do it.
Yeah.
I think.
All right, so I got my sound worked out. I love Shalia.
Hate money, don't do it.
You hate my, there you go. That's the best part right there. That's the best part. See if I can get back there. What else you guys got? Oh, let's see if I can get this thing back.
Are you the part of my future or you're part of my past?
Yes. Yes, exactly.
You've got seasoned agents that are still afraid of fear. So it tells you that's a universal thing for all of us. And I have to overcome that myself.
You're right. You're right. You're exactly right.
And you have to learn, if people don't respond the way you want them to, then don't take it personal. It's not, you don't know what's going on in someone else's life. Something bad could have just happened to them. They don't want to talk to someone on the phone. If they're rude to you, just, still be polite and just don't let it bother you.
That's right. It's not personal. You have to remember it's not personal. And like I said, maybe they're having a bad day. We all have bad days. What I heard was today doesn't matter. It's what matters in the next year. So that's what they talked about, within a year they built up by doing those cold calls. And never feel rejection. And Emma brought up a good point. That's why. Don't fear rejection because you don't know why they're rejecting you. Maybe they just have a really sad life, or they have someone sick in their family you called the day they heard the news. Who knows? All right. Anybody else? Going once, going twice. All right. Let's see what we got. All right. All right. So when you prepare for your business, solid preparation is the foundation. Like we talked about, do what you have to do to get prepared. Whatever in life got you prepared to do things that you didn't want to do every day, do it. play the music. I don't know, go to the gym in the morning first and get fired up. That's, whatever makes you drive. Put a picture, on your refrigerator. A lot of people do it when they're dieting. They'll put a picture up there of what they want to do, or they'll put their goals. Do the same thing with your business. Every day on the fridge, I look at my family. It's there. Open the fridge, shut the fridge. There they are. Do that with your goals, or put it by your bedside every night. So when you go to bed, you read those goals. You ever heard of osmosis? There we go. Same type thing. You read that, and you go to bed, wake up, read it. Some people do that with books. PJ brought that book up as well. All right. So what you want to do every day is plan to get ready. You want to prep your call list. So let me give you a couple examples. Referrals, neighborhoods have just listed, just sold. Your SPEAR, who's due for a call. So like I said, a lot of us, as we get better with business, or blessed with business, should I say, you still got to go back to that SPEAR. That's still something you can use to go back to. Expired, and we'll get into those too. Expired and withdrawn listings. FSBOs, for sale by owner. Allied resources, and we went over, PJ was asking for a mechanic. That'd be a great resource. Leads from a sign or a website. And always, always, always any past client, especially if you had a great relationship with them, just call and say, hey, how's the new house going, man? I saw the pictures on Facebook. Your kids are really enjoying, hanging out the lake and skiing. I'm glad you guys got that boat to go with it. Hey, by the way, you have any friends moving here, or a family that want to move closer to their grandkids, or any neighbors that's talked to you about moving? Prepare for it. To take action. It's prospecting time. Approximately the hours of the day is 3 to 3. All right, so get out your database and call list and start calling. Update your database with each call. Again, go ahead and put it command. It's there for you. That's what it's there for. And that's easy to pull back up. It's not going to go anywhere. It's important to get the details while they're fresh in your head. I told you, if you say, I'm going to do it later, later never comes. It's kind of like a chore at the house. Yeah, we'll do that later. We want to go here tonight. And that later never comes, and you still have that project at your house. The same with calling and following up. Maintain, we talked about maintaining. You got to keep doing it every day. You got to make it a habit. So we all have habits that are good, and we all have habits that are bad. Okay, so you got to make this a good habit. Make it second nature, something you do every day. Go ahead and do it, knock it out. Then get to your listing appointments or whatever you got to do, pick your kids up, go ahead and maintain, keep doing that. Finish entering the results in your database, write follow-up notes, track your results, schedule follow-ups in a calendar, and fulfill promises such as sending information they requested. So say you spoke to someone today and they said, yeah, go ahead and send me that info on that house or that neighborhood. And you get off the phone, and next thing you know, you got to make dinner, you got to pick up kids, or you got to, whatever you have to do. And it's 9 o'clock and you still hadn't sent that. Are they going to think you're a pretty good agent at following up and getting them what they'd want? Probably not. Let's see, make sure you guys get that. All right, here we go. Cold calling, prospecting. All right, so we talked about opportunity, which goes with prospecting. Prospecting opportunities. We've discussed working with your METs and asking for referrals, but once you have contacted all your personal contacts and any referrals you've received, where are you going to find more leads? So far, we've learned different methods for finding, reaching out, and connecting with potential clients. Now we'll use this info to focus on different prospecting info, because sometimes you feel like the well's dried up. I've called everybody, nobody's buying a house, or I've already sold to people say they want a house, they don't have any referrals. You got to think about what you're going to do. All right, let's see if we can get the volume. We're going to watch a video on finding more leads. Let me share. I've got to find my other thing. Where is it? Nope, that's not it. Give me 1 second, maybe 2. All right. Oh, goodness. All right, sorry about that. I cannot find my video where it would be. Chile might have left me. Feel bad. Uh-oh. Hold on one second here. Okay. I want to. Share that one now. Can you guys see that screen? All right. You know what? I'm gonna get good at this Zoom. It's my goal. It's one of my command goals.
Michelle?
Yes, ma'am.
It's everybody who was bold last year. Did you get your letters? It was in bold last year? Did you get your letters in the mail? I just got mine.
I didn't get last year's.
I just got my letter. Yeah, I just got it in the mail, you know, because it's like whatever you accomplish. Oh my gosh, I just bought a new vehicle and that's what I had on here.
Good job, PJ.
Like, in the trips to the beach.
Good job.
My gosh, I was looking at college in Manila. Here are the things that I said I wanted 14 closings. Well, I'm sure it's over that because I lost count. 2 vacations, because this was March and I went to Hilton Head, Virginia Beach, and North Carolina Beach. So exceeded by 1. They might for retirement, so put in their vacation. Yeah. Oh my gosh, to North Carolina. Oh, weird. And just with my husband too, to our 50-year anniversary. Oh my God, I should do this again.
You should play lottery.
The Jellystone, which is a natural bridge. Didn't get that. Yeah, have myself a new vehicle. I wasn't planning that at all. Yeah, spot one. And it says you are a hustler, PJ. Keep up the good work. A year ago, March 10th.
That's great.
We were
Very
both.
good.
Wow. So you guys, you get your letters from last year. Let me know. That's tripping. Wow.
I'd forgotten about that, PJ.
I think we should all do that again, even if we're not in bold. That's wow. Okay, cool. All right. That's what I got.
All right. Good job, PJ. Thanks for sharing. All right, here we go.
Lead generation is your #1 job. You have started by calling your Mets, your sphere of influence. You have even reached out via social media. But what do you do when you run out of contacts? Where can you find more leads? There are many places you can find additional prospecting opportunities. Think about your children's sporting events or activities. And don't forget about your own organizations and clubs. Your children's school or PTA would be an excellent source for contacts, as well as your place of worship. Even your mechanic. They rely on referrals for their business just like you do. Using these and other sources for prospecting opportunities will lead to more contacts and referrals that will grow your business. More contacts and referrals will lead to more appointments, listings, and closings. This will help you meet and exceed your goals.
All right. See if I can get back on this right now. Not yet. Not yet. All right, be patient, please. Where is it now? Green. See, I get out to play you guys awesome videos and I can't get back in it. Hold on 1 second. No, that's not it. You guys can't see my screen, can you? Yes, no, no, yes. There it is. I'm on 26. All right. Here we go. All right. All right, so finding more leads, pretty cute little video. It gives you all the ideas we talked about, sporting events, PTA, hobbies, things like that. All right, so we're gonna knock these out pretty quick because I don't want to keep you guys much past 5. So some of the sources: door knocking and geographical farming. Door knockings in a neighborhood, people don't do that as much. I know that with COVID this past year, it was pretty much, you didn't want to go and up to someone's door and door knock, but you can do the geographical farming. And I believe in our last Ignite class or the one before, we talked about, writing letters and send them to a neighborhood you like. That's how you do your farming. So that'd be a good one. Always ask for business, offer advice, provide market information. So if you decide you want to farm in a certain area, you better know that area and you better know things around it. If there's places to eat, what's to do around it, because there's people that come by houses, they're transferring, or they come down, to the lake to get vacation homes. People go to Lynchburg because their kids go to school there, things like that. All right, so this is the one I want to talk about, FSBOs. I don't know how many people ever try or attempt FSBOs. Does anybody in here try FSBOs? No. All right, I'm going to tell you something. Before I got to Keller Williams and took a bold, and they talked about how to work a FSBO, it kind of blew my mind. Okay, and when you start listening to this, it's going to blow yours too, because you sound like you're helping a for sale by owner, but you can really possibly get a sell out of it. All right, so 9% of all homes, this is estimated by the NAR, 9% of all homes that sell are sold by the owner. So 9% doesn't seem like that much, but I'd like a 9% commission. Or if you take a county and it has 100,000 people, so like Roanoke City has about 120,000 people. So if you took 9% of that, that's a pretty good chunk of people you could find to sell their house that's a for sale by owner. All right, so this is what's going to blow your mind. So when you first set an appointment, say you see a FSBO and there's a phone number and you call them. What you want to do is call them and say, hey, I'm agent Michelle Vanderveer for Keller Williams. I have buyers all the time looking for houses. Can I come by and view yours? So your first appointment, I used to think that was so I could get the listing and talk them into how I could sell their house better than them. But the way Keller Williams teaches, your first appointment is just to go and touch base, look at their house, things like that. And you want to go slow at first and win their trust. And you want to be a resource, where this is the part that you're like, this is hard to wrap my head around, but it really does work. So you want to be a resource. You want to offer them, and say you want to see their house and you're like, okay, they ask you, what are things you would do? Or why do you think it's not selling? And it's usually because of 3 reasons, price, the way it's maintained, and, being a sub owner can't always be there to let a person in and out. So you want to offer them some kind of value so they will want to use you eventually. So you want to focus on saving time, tell them, hey, can I offer you a packet to maybe help market your house? Another good idea I heard the other day is go to a FSBO and offer to do a video tour, and you market their house even though you're not the agent. Because you may have a client that wants to use you to buy that FSBO. So that's another great thing. So you're offering them, they're seeing your marketing, they're seeing some comments you gave them on maybe putting mulch and flowers in the front, curb appeal. You never know, it could turn into a listing. But sometimes FSBOs, you get there and you start talking a couple things of how you would market or things you might change. And next thing you know, they're asking you to do a CMA, or, hey, can you come over and tell me how you, let's really meet. Because the only reason a FSBO usually doesn't want to sell is because they don't want to pay you that commission, but they've probably got it priced wrong anyway. So if you are more like a resource and not just going as an agent, that I'm only really here to see if I get your listing, you don't want to come off that way. So FSBOs work. And I think it was Mega Camp this past year when I was watching that. There's this one guy that makes his total living off of FSBOs. And I forget what state he was in. Do you remember that, Trey? Seeing it or anybody? Yeah. All right, next is expired or withdrawn listings. You know, expires are hard because there's no phone numbers anymore, but you can look that up. You can look them up on Facebook. Another thing I've done is gone by and taken a letter, and it has my resume on it, who I am, where I'm from, and just put a card and stick it on their door if they're not there. You know, if it's expired, because you want to catch them before that agent might list it, put it back on the market. Another thing to do with expires, when you do talk to them, ask them, say, why do you think your house didn't sell? And I've had them say, well, my realtor didn't do open houses. My realtor didn't do this. And there's your foot in the door to tell them, hey, at Keller Williams, we have a whole program on open houses. And let me tell you how I would do it. And I would do a broker's open. And this is how we market. And 95%, because it's moved up over the last couple of years, 95% of people find their houses online. We do, social media, we have ways we reach out to people. These are all ways you can get in with it expired.
Michelle?
Yes.
With expired, you guys, if you start pulling those, make sure before you reach out to them, it's not re-up, because it'll be a different MLS number.
Mm-hmm.
So, because
Good
the last
point,
thing you
PJ.
need is another agent down your throat.
Saying that you're
Because
poaching.
years ago, I learned from that one. So.
Very good point. Very good point. So another thing is agent referrals. And I'm not saying just people in your office, but also, obviously we have the biggest referral system. I probably had 3 or 4 this year from agents from Pennsylvania and Northern Virginia. So you need to get on there and update and send, back and forth. Hey, I'm an agent at the lake, put something in there. Or I'm an agent in Lynchburg and this is what I know and what I do. And then invite other agents from other states. Referrals is the backbone of your business. It really does help to have referrals. Number 6, social media. We were just talking about that. The best way to engage with a quality database is through social media. If you're like most people and use social media every day, we have a touch system. So think about social media. That's a 365-day touch system if you really want to do it every day. Okay. Ways that you can interact, not just posting, hey, here's a picture of a house or I sell real estate, but know your audience. So if you have friends on Facebook or they have friends, put things that they like, put out social media. Hey, Bridgewater's having a big band here, or Bridgewater's having this fundraiser, or they're building a community center at the Y. All these things that people are going to be interested in, they're going to engage with you. Doesn't mean that's going to get them to use you or buy a house right off, but they're going to think of you as the local expert. That's our whole goal, right? Is to be the local expert so people use us. So there's a tip, and is Joan still on here? Let's see. I think Joan left us.
She ran off with her postcards.
Yeah, probably did. So there's a tip on social media. So do a lot of you guys have a business Facebook and a personal? Yeah,
Yes.
and you should. You should.
Mine's Keller Williams, Smith Mountain Lake.
And if you have a personal one, it's okay to sometimes share, hey, I sold a house or things here and there, but keep a lot of it on your business page. So the tip that I have in my notes, it says, and this is from the Ignite class, don't use your personal Facebook account with your real estate. And it says why. It could lack the professionalism. You miss out on a lot of essential business features. And it's really easy to make Facebook page it's really easy to make a Facebook page. And if anybody doesn't have one of us can walk you through it, you know, and then you're going to want to face, because you'll get followers to your business. That's why. Plus, with my personal, I don't share that with a lot of my clients. They can go to my business, but I don't always share my personal with strangers and every client, you know, because not every client's going to be your friend for life. It's just how it works. So if you have your business, then you can say, you can go to my business one, things like that to keep up with what you're doing. 32, 31. Oops. Uh-oh. There we go. Again, you know, post about your neighborhood, post about events, and always, if you can go to closing, if you can go to your closing of your clients, one, it's going to make them seem that, hey, they took their time out to come here and sit with me. They're going to love that. And there's another thing that Tina Fryer brought up the other week when she taught it. At the closing table or when you're done, it's okay to ask for a referral. I think that's a great idea. All right. So another thing
Michelle,
yeah.
something about closing. Can I say something about closing?
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know who everybody uses for like mortgage lending and that, but I've worked with Bill Morris for over 9 years, and he's made it, I think, to almost virtually every closing in person, even with COVID. And my clients, because you want to surround yourself with a team of people, not only you trust, close you on time, and the competitive rates, but the more that somebody is on your team that's working for you, making you look good in front of your clients, you're going to get that repeat business. So just throwing out there, because I'm very impressed by the way he handles mine. And what turned me off about some of the other lenders was the drop on the ball, or consistently not closing on time, or just miscommunication or something. So, you know, if anybody ever would consider Bill, that's what my past has been. But he goes to all those closings and gives them a gift too. We were giving gifts together, but you know, now he gives his own. But they really have turned around to appreciate that and know that we're really in touch with them. So just a tidbit there. And if anybody wants Bill's information, I'll type in the chat.
All right. So to add on to social media, and I will tell you, I do not do this, but Twitter, there's probably some people that tweet, if I'm saying that correctly. I don't, because I feel like with that's something you got to do every day. You got to have followers, just like a blog. You know, if you're going to be a blogger, that's something you got to get on every day and blog. You know, Facebook kind of the same way with your business. Try to every few days put something on there and something informative. You know, look up realtor.com, look up currentmatters.com, different ones you can share. It talks about, you know, sending out like the interest rates, or why people are moving from the big cities to places like we live now because of COVID and, you know, home learning. I mean, just throw something out there for people that they have value and contribution to. Okay, not just about your closings. You know, you got to do so much of business and so much of you. It's kind of like, and I hope no one sells anything. I'm just using this as an example. You know, when I keep getting people want me to go to Pampered Chef, I'm not going to Pampered Chef. I'm not. That's not me. So I don't want to do that to my friends and just keep putting about me. But if you put out there the value and then stick in a closing here or a listing here, then some more value. You know, mix it up. Anyway, if somebody does want to do Twitter, I'm sure Emma or somebody like that send it. I don't do it.
I'd be happy to help with anything. You should have as many social medias as possible and post at the same time on all of them. So if anyone has any questions, you can reach out to me and I'll be happy to help.
Well, I think that you were going to be voluntold. That's what I used to use in my other work, voluntold, to help us all with LinkedIn and a few other things.
Absolutely.
So I think you're going to be doing a class on that for our other class for productivity. So
awesome.
Yes. Another thing was Pinterest. So Pinterest gives a lot of home advice, decorating advice. Those are things you can send out to you. You can just copy the picture and then put it on your Facebook, and then right above it, oh, what a beautiful whatever decor. Would you rather have this kitchen or that kitchen? I mean, it's unlimited what you can do. LinkedIn, I don't do that either. I think Tina had it, but she said she was having trouble getting business with it. I think Joan might have said she had it. Again,
I
Emma,
do it. I've done it over 20 years. LinkedIn I've been on.
I've been
LinkedIn
told
is nice.
that
Yeah,
I
and
need it.
it's got good links
Yeah.
and info. It's professional. You're not seeing people like on Facebook doing other stuff. So, and I've met a lot of people network through that.
You do.
Especially,
That's a
I
great
think
word.
I've got about over like 2,800 people of like my first, because I've been on it for so long.
Mhm.
So, but that's a great place to look for other people in other states too, and all kinds of different careers. And
Absolutely. It's
that's
all about
important too. You
networking.
just don't want to hang with realtors all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't want to hang with realtors all the time.
Yes, LinkedIn, I've been told I should get a LinkedIn account, and I keep
Mhm.
hearing that, so I need to do it. YouTube's another one. I don't do a lot of YouTube videos.
Link
but
up with me, baby. I'll help you.
I will. We'll get together. We'll do Mexican and do it. But
Got that right.
YouTube's another one. I don't YouTube my videos, but like we talked about the other week, doing something is still better than nothing. Even if it's just a quick tour or a tour of another agent's house that's at Keller. Say you would work as the buyer agent. Here's a great house at blah, blah, blah street. It's got 4 bedrooms. Put your video, try to, a lot of people don't like to be on camera, but start putting yourself out there. Community websites. Now I know a lot of community websites, like I'm one on the Smith Mountain Lake Picture Group, and you'll get these people taking pictures of these beautiful sunrises, and this morning it was all snow on the lake and how pretty it was. Now they won't let you, say, hey, I'm a realtor. But if you start talking with those people and they're going to look you up. I mean, they're going to look you up is what's going to happen. So get out there and get in these groups. I think, Trey, you guys did something for the SPCA one time, right? There's another group people love dogs. They love dogs. It's a way to get yourself out there. All righty, let's see what we got now. What page am I on? All right, here's a big one. Become a lead generation machine. And I like this quote here. It's very powerful. And this is by Gary Keller. My fear of failure was greater than my fear of lead generating. I'm going to read that again. My fear of failure was greater than my fear of lead generating. So if you need some statement or something to put on there so you can do it, it makes sense. Don't fear doing it because you don't want to fear failure. Make a commitment to prospecting, faithfully time block, do your 3 hours of lead gen every day and your business will succeed. Think about all the places you go and people you see throughout the day. There are opportunities around you everywhere, all day, every day. Our research confirms that real estate agents experience fear and anxiety. So see, you guys we're not the only ones. It's everywhere with agents. Our research confirms real estate agents fear and anxiety about making contact with other people, particularly people they don't know. In fact, most agents would confess, it's hard for me. Successful agents just found ways to quickly get beyond their reluctance and get comfortable with the call. Their end goal was more important than their fear. Here's a truth factor. It takes purposeful practice over time to grow in any area. I mean, that's business, personal, anything. So just remember that. It takes purposeful practice over time to grow in any area. All right, we're getting close, guys, getting close. All right, putting it all together. Get an action plan. Prepare for your next class, and at the end, you'll see it's like the little mission goal statement that you guys will need to do for next class. Page I'm on, 38. All right, sorry about that. Call and remember, from ahas to achievement, achievements of the week, and enhance your learning. All right, so let's just do a recall since we're nearing the end. I told you guys I'd try to get you out by 5 because I know it's a long class. It is, and the human brain is like our concentration. Sometimes there's shiny quarters, and we can only take it so long. All right, so what's the benefits of prospecting? It's inexpensive. It puts you in control of filling your pipeline of leads. It increases your confidence and skill. It yields quantity of leads, which yields quality leads. Keep you in direct contact with the market and protects against market shifts. We talked about those earlier. All right, anybody, what's the 4 C's of prospecting? Anyone?
Capture, connect, close, and cultivate.
That's it. Say it fast 5 times. All right. What is the time blocking with the 3-3 and why is it important? There's 3 things you should do during time blocking.
Prepare, take action, and maintain.
Exactly. All right. What are ideas for posting to social media site? Just give me a couple ideas. Somebody's takeaway today. Di, you still on here?
Put some listings. in
I'm still here. What was
Marketplace.
that?
I just had over 3,000.
I gotta go. They're talking to me. Bye.
Hey, Di,
Yes.
what's an idea for posting to social media?
You
on
know,
now.
I only use social media to look at my grandkids. I don't know.
All right, well, that's information. All right, what about like community information? How about that?
I mean, just what's going on, your 4th of July festivities of
That's
tis
it.
the season, different things, your chili cook-offs, just whatever's going on in the community.
Now, here's what's funny. You know all the answers, but you let me sit here and beg you. Why you do me like that?
Well, because I just had a phone call and I was not paying attention.
You know, Di, I'm just messing with you. But I mean, Di knows a lot, guys. She does. I appreciate it. And I like that you laugh at me. Makes me feel good. All right. Let's see. All right. Says, here's a question. How many new contacts do you have today? Anybody get any like from the calls and just sitting there thinking? You got your 10, right?
I've been averaging about $1,000 a day.
Gosh, PJ.
The past 3 days on Facebook, I've had over 1,000 inquiries on Linville at the Lake. $7,000 lot.
In the last
So
2
in
weeks.
3 days, I've had 1,000 people reach out to me.
last two weeks, everybody's wanted land to build because there's no houses available here.
Yeah. I got people coming this weekend for my 2 in Beechwood West right next to each other in Charmwood. The 2 different sellers, the Linville at the Lake, because that's only 7,000, the one at Linville.
Right.
And then Rugcourt Road across from Village Family. We're looking to maybe possibly have Centra buy it. And then some guy wants to put a cemetery on it. So I don't know. Hey, as long as we sell, it'll go either way. And then Cinnamon Ridge has got contracted with a 24-hour kick out. This guy was brilliant in his contract. So I don't know. There's some others are out there, but your mind can only handle so much in one moment.
That is true statement.
But yeah, that's a lot of attention on one thing. I'm amazed, but that's pretty wild.
We'll take it. All right.
Exactly.
So from aha to achievement, I just want to go through this. Give me a couple ahas you got today, or you've gotten maybe the last 2 classes. Maybe you didn't get to share one last time. Maybe you had it this week. Maybe you're doing something and go, aha. And does anybody have anything they'd like to share about an aha? Come on, Keller Williams, we love our ahas. Emma?
Here's something that I realized that I could do, and I'm surprised I didn't know this sooner. You can schedule emails on Gmail. So when you're in bed at night and it's too late to call people, and say you've already tried to reach out to this person on the phone and they're not answering, so you're going to try email. You can schedule these emails to send at like 10 a.m., 11 a.m., noon, and you can just do them while you're in bed, watching a show or something. That's what I've been doing the past few nights.
Wow. That's good. And is there a certain, like something you click to schedule them?
Yeah, so right next to the send button, there should be a little arrow, and if you click on it, it'll say schedule. And you can schedule it for whatever time, whatever day.
That's cool. Thanks for that tip, Emma. That's awesome.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Emma. All right, here's a big word. Di loves this word, accountability. All right, so everybody needs to evaluate, and I need to do the same thing, okay? I get lazy, and I get cold when it's outside, and I don't want to do anything. Accountability. So evaluate, self-evaluate. What kind of accountability will sustain your behavior change? So if there's something you wanted to change, how could I help you or other people help you? Reach out to a mentor, reach out to, a buddy and say, hey, can you twice a week text me and say, are you doing your stuff? Are you getting your stuff done? Because if you know someone's going to call you and check on you, you're probably going to be doing it, and then you should be as accountable to them as they are you. So figure out what keeps you accountable. What's going to do it. Let's see, got that. All right, winding down. So you've survived. This says, because Ignite's usually, I think, a week at a time or something. So it says you survived your first week of Ignite, which really you've survived your first 3 sessions. You've been introduced to many new skills. Hopefully the 6th personal perspective explain you're committed to developing mastery over these new skills. So there's once you get your book, if you have it on page 43, there's a new skill and then how you're going to implement it. So it has like declare your personal big why, set your monetary goal. That's a good one. Because if you want to get to that goal, you got to know how many people you got to call, right? Be accountable to your big why. Use influencing sales language, build your database, organize your database, set up direct marketing campaigns, prospect to find potential clients, uncover prospecting opportunities, obtain referrals. How many new contacts did you add to your database? And we actually did a few of those in class today, so you should know exactly what they're like. All right. Let's see here. All right, I think that we are at the end, and anyone that doesn't have a book, needs a book, needs it emailed to them, let one of us know. And if you're at the lake office, Shalai, I think we said earlier, she did drop off a box of them yesterday. And I think Joan said there's still some there. Is there anything you guys want to add? Any like, hey, I should have chimed in on this, or questions or anything? Negative?
No, I'm going to keep you guys accountable on the chat. No, that's my job to call the leads. Let me text me every few days who's called their leads.
Hey, speaking of Emma, so let me real quick, this is a good ending. So let me read to y'all. So I was flipping through my Facebook this morning because, that's what I do. So Emma puts out this, is feeling motivated. So it says some Ignite motivation for everyone. No leads, ? Make sure you're posting to social media regularly and engaging with your audience. Don't know what to post? Your listings, fellow agents listings, client reviews, personal post, motivational quotes, the list goes on. Want more clients? Reach out to your leads. If you're not talking to them, here's the biggie. If you're not talking to them, they're going to go somewhere else. Right or wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes.
I like this part too. If you love what you do, it will show. Sometimes it's hard to pick up the phone, but give yourself a pep talk or good hard rock music. And think of how many people you'll be able to help if you step out of your comfort zone. I'm always here to help. We all have so much to learn from each other. Hashtag motivation, hashtag Keller Williams, hashtag the Realty Group team, hashtag Lynchburg, hashtag agent motivation. Emma, that was great, man. I was supposed to be a motivator today, and you got it. You're the motivator. So anyway, I appreciate everybody that came. I know it's not easy to stay focused for 3 hours. I mean, I have trouble when I'm sitting in the classes myself. I hope that I gave you guys something, probably overloaded your brain, but seriously, I know working at the Lake office, and when I am in Lynchburg or have been in Lynchburg, reach out, call, you know,